Thank you. It's a very fundamental question for our understanding. And once we understand the words, we can create the environment inside, a kind of attitude inside to follow the feelings it creates in our heart. Number one stumbling block in understanding the goal of life is the master itself, the words master. According to our master Babuji Maharaj, he used to say that only master is God. Right? And when we take it in that way, and when we make that as the real goal of human life, God is generally understood by individuals, like I would say large part of humanity, as an individual, as a person or some entity or some force. And when we talk of a force, we start imagining that it's a localized force, somewhere in some holy place or in some other holy dimensions. No. My personal experience shows that that cosmic power is everywhere. There is not a place existing on this, in this universe, whether it is physical dimension or unmanifested invisible dimension. It is there all the time. Modern science calls it as quantum field. It doesn't matter what we call it. We call it quantum field, energy field, divine field, love field. Okay. What we are trying to attain through this understanding is to incite that quality within us. Quality, when we understand what is the quality of God, whatever comes to your mind first, to your heart first, take that. Often understood it as love. God is love. And when we focus my heart and say, okay, oh Master, it should trigger the feeling of bubbling my heart with love. And when I dive in meditation with this idea that love is the real goal of my life, and it is not, often we talk of love as you want to gain something, or I want to love someone, or the world. No, that will also be the wrong goal. Idea is to become love. This has to be understood also. Loving or being loved, these are verbs, processes, and they have limits. Then we begin to choose. Okay. Experiencing love, mother's love, father's love, our partner's love, children's love, our friend circle's love, colleagues. Okay. They have love, but of a different level. I mean, it's the same vibrations manifesting in a different way. For example, the love that I get from my mother, love that I get from my friends, love that I get from my spouse, from my children. Okay, it's the same energy, but it manifests with a different quality. With your spouse, it can be the pinnacle of romance and togetherness. With your children, extreme, I would say, compassion, care, kindness, everything comes together when it comes to children. Nothing is left out there when we begin to love our children. Right? So, and when it comes to God, right, we begin loving that unknown entity. Now, it's fascinating because we don't really know what God is, as whether it is individual or a cosmic energy or this or that. So, even qualitatively, except for love, what do we know about that entity? We can say it's a original source of this universe, original source of this creation. My life exists today because that life force keeps me going from my birth, even from the time of conception. It creates a wave of my life and then it continues until the last breath. And we are all grateful for that period of conception until death. Often people remain grateful to the God outside, but He is within. So the prayer and our efforts to understand that real goal is in my heart. I should not search that goal in persons, in so-called masters like Babuji or Lalaji or Daaji or no. They are your punching bags. They are there. They are there to exercise. You are there to experiment your love with them and master that while interacting with them. This guy is going to hurt you, the masters, because they play with your ego also, so that they smoothen it and makes us fit as a dedication to the Almighty, that we have worked together in this partnership as the pilgrims on the path. I like to call that, we are all together on this pilgrimage to the ultimate destination. Usually the masters, now when we talk of our guides, they remain behind actually and pushes the traveler, you go. I have to bring more people. You keep going. So in that spirit, many people who follow spirituality and have guides, they go ahead of guides. Because gurus by choice keep themselves behind so that others can be helped. You see, now that is about the it answers twin questions. The other one you did not ask. Is master the God. See, but that answers you in a very indirect way. He is not God. But as we interact more and more at a personal level, more and more at invisible transmission level, when we meditate and we receive transmission, and how this energy exchange happens between myself and that entity we call guide or the master. There is a subtle exchange at a very, let's call it as at a subtle body level. Yeah. And because of that osmosis, if you understand the concept of osmosis, the solutes and solvents and how there is a balance. And likewise also, when I am in tune with someone, and if that happens to be divinity or divine personified, imagine for a moment if you were in the company of Lord Jesus, right? Or such giant personality, and you are rubbing shoulders with such a personality. How can you escape the vibrations, energy vibrations from such an individual? It is going to affect you in a very positive way. And more we listen to such personality like Jesus, we create more and more vacuum within us, and they slowly enter into our being. Then that divinity starts to manifest even through us, and we become divine in the process. So there is an exchange. Putting bar to our advancement, we talk about wishes. Can there be a life even of Lord Jesus without any wish? I don't think so. He would like to say, my father, I am bringing lot of folks with me. I like to bring as many as I can with me. or I can send before I come to you. They are safely delivered. That's also a wish. When I am walking around in the desert, I am thirsty. Am I not going to look for some water? Is that not a wish? I need some decent clothes, a cap in this cold winter in Hyderabad. Okay. So, wishes are inevitable part of human existence. This prayer says a fact that wishes are barred to my advancement. And I have to simply recognize it. Don't fight with it. I have to recognize. Don't fight that, oh, it's if I fulfill my wish and it's God is going to stop showering His grace on me. No, that's not correct. He created this digestive system. I have to take care of the digestive system. Unless I do that, how will I take care of the body? Right? But to insist that I must have pizza morning, evening, and afternoon, then you're insisting. Then you begin to demand. So we curb at some level. So there has to be some level of moderation. See, I know deep down in my heart that wishes are there. And as long as I keep on wishing after wishing after wishing after wishing, there is no end to it. And constantly going after fulfilling this bucket list of wishes, can my heart remain grateful? Gratefulness is the key word in our association with divinity. If I have a demand, a wish is a very subtle demand. And when I entertain that, I become ungrateful. I am not admiring what has already been given. So that's the idea behind the whole prayer. That many people they ask, "Oh, how is it possible?" And then they can't go beyond the second line. uh, And the third statement, "Thou art the only God and power to bring us up to that stage." This idea arises out of gratefulness. Once you recognize that I have to become divine, love, kind, compassion, the goal of life. And when I come up with this idea that what is it that is stopping me to arrive at that, right? So we say, without your help, I can't make it. So there is this idea of surrender. Surrender is badly understood word in English especially, because when you say I surrender, that means, oh, I'm defeated now and somebody is victorious. No. In Sanskrit, especially in India, we believe that it's a Saranagati. Saranagati means I am at the feet of the Lord. I am in the lap of my mother. It's a joyful submission to lay naked in the arms of your mother, carefree, absolutely in admiration. That is true surrender, that my mom, I can't live without you. Without your help, I can't grow. And that sentiment has to arise in our heart when we offer this prayer and we say, my I, mother or my God or my father, whatever you like to have the relationship. We have to have some uh, bond, either as a father and children, or mate, a friendly relationship, or like a mother and child. So we have to, best relationship is mother and child. We have to consider God as mother, the master, the qualitatively. Also, when you address as mother, it's the best. Because mother can never cheat you, never can harm you. Father can be tricky. So I hope I have completed the importance of the prayer. And you see, after some time, words which are given to us, they simply drop off. You see, when Babuji received this prayer, how did he receive? He received this as a feeling first. It creates the feeling, it arouses the feeling in your heart. And that you are able to transcribe, translate in your own words. Okay. Now we are using the words to create the original feeling that he had, that master, the problem, and the solution. The goal, the problem, and the solution. See? So we have to create it heartfully through feelings that my inner cry is to attain that goal, to become divine, and to recognize in our own mind what is it that is creating problems. Don't use the word generically, wishes. Identify your bucket list that is actually creating the problem. And say, drop them. And try this for 1 week. Try to lead a life without any desire, any wish. Just let go and see how it happens, how it grounds us. And this attitude of laying in mother's lap, it's a wonderful feeling. So it's not just words, but we are creating that feeling inside our heart at that moment. That's why in India, it's tragically many people get offended when I talk. They recite mantras. Recitation means they'll do it 108 times. They have those beads and keep on counting those beads. And if someone calls you by phone, then you pause the beads and answer the phone. And how are you ever going to create the inner that resonance with the words, trying to create the feeling? You are too busy counting the beads or reciting the words. Whether you say Lord Jesus or Mata Saraswati or Lakshmi or Ganesha or Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. By reciting Om Shanti, you're never going to get Shanti. Stop reciting, then you'll be Sant. Then you'll be at peace. And create that vacuum inside, that pause inside. Otherwise, it happens generally when you call someone. I'm giving you the example of a prayer. Prayer is a call to God, right? And often we call because we are in trouble. We want something. Only then we call. Based on our pressing needs, we end up calling. Okay. When you make a phone call to someone, we don't call it a prayer. I say, oh, I made a phone call. Okay. And if I say, Barbara, and I keep talking to you, I keep talking to you, keep talking to you, and I don't even listen to Barbara. What would you think? Would you pick up my phone next time? If it were you, I would. No, but if I don't let you talk, you see, there are husband-wife relations are also like that. Some of them. She keeps on at it, talk, 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 talk. Poor husband has to go on listening, and he cannot hang up also. Otherwise, there won't be a dinner at home. What I'm trying to say, when you keep on demanding, I want this, I want that, our prayers are only that. My son is misbehaving, my husband is misbehaving, he's coming late, he's having extramarital affairs, my children are on drugs. These are real problems. But at least for that few moments, I have to have a right way of communicating, communion with God. Communion doesn't mean I have to talk. I have to be in resonance, and that too with gratefulness. That means without any demands. That means no wishes. Don't express your wish. On one side, we say God knows everything, and we remind, I don't have this. Please send it to me. It's an insult. But people have taken this in a very light way. Religious people, they have taken it in a very light way. And they go on doing things life after life. And they suffer as a result of it. See. There is no right way of approaching. In Indian tradition, especially from Gita and also in Upanishads and Vedas, these are holy texts. And many religions in the world, including Christianity, say God dwells within the heart. Love oozes from the heart. And we try to worship God outside. And there is convenience in worshipping God by keeping Him outside. It's very convenient. If you keep God inside your heart and try to listen to Him all the time, He'll say, God, leave me alone. Suppose God says, Barbara, I'm going to spend 1 week with you, 24/7. You'll say, God, you're interfering with my life. You're constantly nagging me. Don't do this, don't do that. This don't do will be often there, see. And we get fed up. And that's why people don't like to entertain that godliness in the. It's better in some corner of the house or some temple or some church. You are safe. You are at peace. But keeping God inside your own heart, He's going to create a lot of troubles for you. And that's why they say no meditation. Especially Hindus, though this yoga, meditation, dhyana is a product from India, the most Indians don't like to meditate. But anyway, what I'm trying to say, you got the point. The people are very selfish when it comes to prayers, when it comes to worship, when it comes to becoming divine. They don't think of becoming divine. Because there's a danger there. I lose my freedom to do all the tricky things we do in our day-to-day life.